everybody. It is Romania Black, and I couldn't wait. Well, okay, here's the deal. Not only could I not wait, but my power has been off for about 26 hours now. My internet, anyway. Not my electrical power, thank goodness, but my internet's been out for about 26 hours. So there's a big outage where I'm at, and I really don't have a choice but to record things that I am capable of. And luckily, Berserk is one of those things. So I definitely will be looking at comments for next week's video. Don't worry. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and record volume 5. And plus, I got teased the other day by seeing Zodd's face on the front cover. So how could I not go ahead and record volume 5? How could I not? But it's rather cold outside. So I've put on my little Attack on Titan hoodie here, and I've got a warm cup of tea that is gonna heat me up, but I'm pretty sure Berserk's gonna do the job too. But yeah, oh my gosh. So we're in the Golden Age arc, and we have Guts has been initiated or taken hostage or forced to join the Band of the Hawk, however you want to look at it. And that is too hot to drink. But yes. So Guts has basically become part of the gang and is now being tested to whether he can actually do his job and save his fellow soldiers and do what Griffith asks him to. So lots of fun stuff, right? Lots of fun stuff happening. I'm super excited to dive into this volume, not only because we have Zodd. I'm assuming it's Zodd. Maybe it's not Zodd. Who even knows, right? I could be totally wrong, but I am excited to see what's going to happen. So, of course, before we start, please no spoilers, please no hints or clues. If it's going to happen in the manga, I'm going to find out. I'm going to read it, but I don't want to know ahead of time. So just keep that in mind. If you comment, my moderators are checking. If I just heart your comment and you don't get a reply from me, or if I just say thank you, that means I didn't read it. That means that my moderators were like, no, you need to avoid this comment. There is a spoiler, hint, or clue. And I'm pretty rigid about my restrictions of what I want to know and what I want to find out on my own, because I like finding things out for myself and learning about them along the way. I still like interacting with people in the comments, but I am very rigid with my spoilers, and that's just how I am as a reactor, and that's just how it's got to be. So, but I really am enjoying the manga a lot. We're 4 volumes in. It is so much darker and so much scarier than I imagined. And I keep telling myself, there's a little voice in the back of my head that's like, you're only 4 volumes in. And I think the thing I'm most excited about out of all of this before we start, since I don't have any comments to go over with you all, is I'm most excited for what comes after the Golden Age arc, because we know what happens in the anime. I'm excited to see it on the page. I'm excited to see what else is included that we didn't exactly get in the anime for reasons. But I'm even more excited to see what is going to happen afterwards, because I'm predicting that the Golden Age arc is going to be this deluxe volume, maybe the 3rd deluxe volume, maybe the 4th in there as well. But I don't think it's going to span like, half of the series. I think the Golden Age is just going to be that introduction, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm really excited about that. I'm nervous and terrified, but I'm excited about it. So let's not waste any more time though, right? We're here. We might as well see what we get. Guts has a horrifically tragic past. Is he cursed? Is he not? Is it just what people make him to be? We'll just have to talk about that, right? So, but we're not going to waste any more time. I'm going to get my little camera centered here. And we are going to look at our manga starting in 3, 2, 1. And here we go. I'm assuming that's Zodd. That's the only person I could think of it being. It could be something totally different. Maybe Guts, it kind of looks sad like Guts. Does Guts become a demon in this? And they just cut that whole plot line out of the anime? Is this a precursor to Guts? Is it foreshadowing? Who knows? You all know. I don't know. We'll just find out as we go. Right? So, okay. So the Golden Age chapter, we have there are a lot of chapters in this volume. Oh my gosh. Wow. So chapter 7 and 8 are not that long. Chapter 7 is the Golden Age. Chapter 7, the Golden Age chapter 8, A Wind of Words or Wind of Swords. I feel like it was called A Wind of Swords in the anime. And then Nosferatu Zodd. Nosferatu, huh? That seems like, A little on the nose reference. But so Zodd has 4 chapters there, and then Master of the Sword, chapter 1. Wow. So I honestly thought that they were just going to have like 20 Golden Age parts, but this being called the Golden Age arc seems fair, right? I'm going to guess right now before we dive in that Master of the Sword is going to be Guts figuring out like what is his purpose, what is he doing? And is Griffith the master of the sword and the sword is Casca and Guts? Maybe. I do love that image of Guts a lot. Like he looks older there, which if we do the time skip, we'll see how many years it's been. He was 15 when he was initiated into the Band of the Hawk. So we'll see how old he is now here, but he looks so much older. It's so weird. Guts has grown up before our very eyes, right? All right, and so there we go. I love Miura's use of black and white in this manga, like the line work where it's the intense lines that draw your attention, like on that page with the horses and that page with Guts and the sword, the background is just using those motion lines to like draw your eye to the action, which is nice because I don't draw a lot anymore, but when I used to draw, I love drawing people. But I hate drawing backgrounds. I'm like Tight Kubo. I don't want to draw backgrounds at all. And so I like that Miura kind of saves himself. Like, how do I put something in the background and make it look like something decent? And this is what he does here. So there's nothing really to say about the blood and guts at this point. Womp womp, ba-dum-chi. Although I do always feel bad when a horse gets severed. When a horse gets his jugular severed, I'm like, did we really need to do that? I don't feel like that was necessary, but everybody just loves striking those people right there in the neck. And then come and get me. Oh, look at little Rickard. Look at him. Little Rickard's like, go. Let's get out of here. Okay. And then that's, come and get me. Oh. And then yes, there's Griffith there. The reinforcements will arrive in a month. And then Casca's like, Griffith. But Griffith's like, where's Guts? What of our losses? Okay. The new guy's doing better than I thought. The rear guard's holding out so well. The enemy doesn't seem to have much of a chance to snap at our behind. We lost sight of him. The battle line got too stretched out. I like that Griffith is just looking out there because Guts is still meanwhile like, in the midst of battle. But Griffith, he doesn't look concerned there. He just kind of seems like, like just sort of not disappointed, but he doesn't want to lose like this new tool that he's found. And Casca, Casca trying to figure out, the thing about this is with Berserk, you have a lot of characters trying to figure out what the other character is thinking. And because they can't get in their heads, they don't really know. And we as the audience kind of sit like a fly on a wall trying to figure out what they're thinking as well. So Casca is interpreting Griffith's feelings as one thing. Whether Griffith's actually feeling that or not is something else entirely. So that's really interesting. But yeah. And then how dare this guy? How dare this nameless red shirt come out and attack our boy Guts? How dare? No. Oh, but then he gets himself back up. Now's my chance. I feel like they're dragging this out more than they did in the anime. Oh no. Horses in medieval fantasy, am I right? They can't catch a break. Horses get no break. What do they do? And then, damn, they got me. But, yes, the arrows. Oh, there's Griffith. Oh, this part. Oh, I forgot about this part. He's like, grab a hold. And, oh, look at that. Look at that handshake. Look at that firm handshake. Look at them just grasping. You have Guts with the bandaged hand and Griffith with the gilded armor around his hand. And the first time they come together to save one another. And then Pippin shows up with a giant ass mace. Now I will say this. The anime made this a lot more homoerotic than the manga does. The anime was like, can we make it even further? Oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can indeed. Oh man, go Pippin. Look at him go. Don't I like these like don't let them flee. Oh, why'd you come back? Oh, and then he's like, don't speak, you'll bite your tongue. That seems like such an interesting thing for Griffith to say, because he is trying to save Guts from, you're on horseback, you don't want to bite your tongue and get it. But also, it's kind of like there are no need for words. Like, I don't have to explain myself and my actions to you. So, This is hopeless riding double. Oh, come on, Guts. Riding double ain't that bad. Come on now. You just gotta, come on. You gotta have a mind for it. Oh, and the forest ends a little bit ahead. Wow. Here's the thing. Also, looking at Griffith's armor, the fact that in all the shots of Griffith and his armor so far, he's like pure white. Like he stands out. The other soldiers in that shot are grayscale, but he's purely in white. The horse is white, the armor is white, and it's such a contrast to when he becomes Femto. And Femto, it's the same helmet shape and all this, but everything is like solid pitch black or like oozy purple. And that's such a cool contrast, right? But also, you know what this scene reminds me of? It reminds me of the scene from season 1 of Attack on Titan, where I'm not going to spoil when it happens, but at some point the characters come into a clearing and then the space opens up and it reveals that the good guys, the protagonists, had a trap the entire time and it gets sprung on it. This is exactly like that moment. So if you know Attack on Titan, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But that's interesting. And then, yeah, boom, baby. Again, the use of black and white and ink. Beautiful contrast. I like that Miura takes something so simple like this moment and an explosion and gives it a double spread, like makes it have this impact. Like that's pretty masterful. And we're only in volume 4, mind you. Only in volume 4. And then Guts, I love Guts like taking the helmet off to look and see it happening. And then they're all retreating. And everybody's like, yay. Again, we go with the Monty Python theme. It's like the little flags where the minstrels are like, yay. And then there's Griffith looking so proud. Griffith's like, yes, I did win. You did witness that. It was me. 'Tis I, Griffith. And Guts is just kind of like, I'm not used to this chumminess. I'm not used to this camaraderie. Uh-huh. I love Corcus having the ch-k, like just the little sound effects. Rickert's in the background like, yay! Rickert looks very elvish / demonic in the background there, so that's interesting. And then Casca's just like, Casca's looks have developed a little bit over the course of this manga so far. I'm guessing from, Miura just figuring out how he wants to draw her specifically. Casca has helmet hair. Her hair is flattened. She has helmet hair. Griffith never has helmet hair. Double standard. Am I right? Okay. And then this major gain. Oh, a most dreadful man he is. This entire operation he managed personally. He's young and lacks backing, but his men are extremely devoted to him and his tactics are brilliant, truly dreadful. And then we see Griffith in the middle of all of them. I didn't know what to think when Griffith took off. If something had happened, you lame brain, if anything would ever happen to Griffith. Oh no! Foreshadowed from the beginning. Oh no! But I kind of like the way that Miura has Griffith centered here, where he is the center of attention. He's like the center of gravity and everyone's kind of orbiting around him. Like whether he's a human or whether he's a demon king, they all just kind of orbit around him. Interesting indeed. But then they're like, oh, I guess he's one of the Hawks now. Where'd he run off to? And that's when Griffith's like, oh yes, that handsome dashing rogue. Where did he go? Oh, nice. I love that Griffith can see him. Griffith sees him standing up there atop of the tower looking off, and that's when Pippin and Rickert and Judo come to find him. I kind of like that, right? I really like that visual because, and maybe the anime did show us that, but usually Guts always describes Griffith as being this like pillar of light that was shimmering like a diamond and was rising above all others and is like the sun, right? But here under the moonlight, where it's a little different, we see from Griffith's perspective how he kind of puts Guts up on this pedestal, and Guts is almost shimmering to Griffith, which is fascinating. Oh, I love that. I love the imagery we're seeing here. Yeah, oh, he's like, come on down, let's drink and have fun. And then Mr. Rickert, Mr. Guts, sir. My name's Rickert, and I really respect you. I've never seen anyone but Griffith fight that amazingly. I like that Guts kind of looks a little innocent there. He's like, You respect me. What? Guts having a little soft spot for kids. Interesting. Which, we have Puck now. He's like, well, all I did was my own job. There's no reason to thank me. Oh, and Rickard's face where he's like, oh, is there no reason to thank you? Uh-huh. Judo just always looks really just too cool for school throughout all of this. Where he's like, I'm Judo. Let's get going without this. Come on, things can't get going without the star. And again, Griffith looking up at Guts like he's the star. He's the sun and the star and the moon. Mm-hmm. And then Pippin's like, let's grab him. Let's go. We're not going to leave you up here to just sit here and sulk. But then that's when Guts is like, don't touch me. Interesting. Judo looks a little odd there. And Judo and Rickard are drawn a little odd there. But even Pippin, when he gets his mouth bleeding, he's like, nope. Dragging him down there. And then he's like, I'm Pippin. But they all hand him a drink. And there is a part of me that kind of feels for Guts because he was like, I don't want you touching me. But Pippin and them were doing the furthest from harming Guts in that sense of the word. They're trying to help him more than anything. And it's just him having that faith and trust in them. But I love this. Let's toast the rookie with the bad attitude. And he took the drink and guzzled it down. Yep. There's stuff only Griffith can see. Oh. Uh-huh. He's like, here's to the future, rookie. You're trustworthy. Oh, I like that. I like that because Guts' whole thing is he can't trust anybody because he was afraid they're going to betray him. But there's never been a position we've seen so far in the manga where Guts has been the one that's been viewed as trustworthy. Guts never has really had this opportunity for someone to look at him and say, oh, you're trustworthy. We want to follow you. Guts never has that. So for this guy to come up to him and be like, hey, you're trustworthy. Here's to the future. It's like, that's such a new world for Guts. And, oh, I love that, how it's portrayed here. And again, Guts is doing it's the mirror drawing where he's like, he's blue stealing it for the camera. He's just like, he's basically Zoolander at this point. And man, if you could draw Corcus looking more like a rat, I would love to see you try. Corcus looks such like a rat in that pose where he's like, ugh, how dare. Meanwhile, Griffith is over there with his little cup being like, hey, hero of the hour. And I mean, come on. That look where Guts looks over at Griffith and is like, I mean, I guess. And then Casca's just sitting there like, I can see what's happening and they don't have a clue. They'll fall in love and here's the bottom line. The Demon King will be here soon. Okay. And then the Golden Age. Yeah. What a quick chapter. We're already on the other Golden Age chapter. Man. So, oh, look at this. Ah, I love it. Guts back there with his, it's almost like he's like confined in this little space. He's just a man in the box. Alice in Chains is playing. I love that look on Guts. It's great. And then, yeah, the idea of him finding camaraderie. He's like, I didn't think this is possible. This seems too good to be true. I don't know if I can accept this or not. And then Judo, you really like high places. How about the Band of the Hawk? Do you think you'll fit in? I like the Judo's like, come on, man, hair of the dog, have some, why not? And he's like, it's hard to say, it's weird. I'm surprised by how young everyone is here, and it's different somehow. And Judo's like, yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that's all because it's Griffith. Yeah. There's those who've been completely charmed by him who figure as long as they stick with Griffith, they'll get to see great things. But we're all here because of his charisma. I mean, Griffith has charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. But it's his charisma that gets a lot of them to stay, right? Mm-hmm. He's not on his own. No one of us is a big deal. We're not any different from any other mercenary. But it's Griffith. And we kind of saw like a prototype to that with Gambino, because we saw how the men that were with Gambino were loyal to Gambino as long as he was someone they could follow and someone who seemed like they had a handle in the situation and could be a leader and could be successful. And Griffith still has all of those qualities. Gambino lost those qualities, and so he kind of got kicked to the curb, whereas Griffith still retains those, and that's why everybody follows him. Interesting. And then I like that Guts is like, well, what kind of guy is Griffith? Ooh, that face Judo makes where he's like, I don't know. What a trickster face. He's like, well, yet you're all charmed by him. I like Guts is like, well, hey, how can you be charmed by him if you don't even know him? And he's like, no, just listen. It's just when you think it looks like he's got some strange wisdom, he seems like a kid. And when you think he has a spine-chilling look, he just smiles innocently like a baby. Is he a child or an adult? A good guy or a villain? I don't know what he is. Oh, damn. Judo had it all figured out. Judo's like, can you trust Griffith? Because Guts is looking at all those looks being like, yeah, 1 minute he looks like a kid. The next minute he looks like a demon. You know, what is he? Can you trust him? Something about him is different from us. And there are things that simple mercenaries can only hear in absurd drinking tales. Things that he would think and do were like they were nothing. It's not just his swordsmanship and tactics. Ordinary people like us don't understand Griffith, and it might take him longer than a lifetime to achieve, but he must have some kind of conviction. I like that Judo puts himself as an ordinary person. He's like, I'm an everyman, and I don't get these prodigies. I don't get people like Griffith. Guts, ends up becoming like a prodigy, so he gets kind of on the same plane as Griffith before he becomes Finto. But yeah, it's just like, it's this idea of sometimes you just follow people that you have belief in, and Griffith is one of them. And he's like, conviction in what? In everything. Ooh, yeah. And that smile that Judo gives is it's so weird. It's such a weird look, right? It's not whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. It's not whether we really know him or not. Isn't that just how it is when men gather and other men together? Oh man, Judo kind of hits it on the head. Judo's like, whether he ends up being a villain or not, we're following him because he has a conviction and we believe he'll be successful. And that will trickle down to us. Kind of like the demons following him as a demon king and so on and so forth. It's like some people just have that charisma to get people to back them and follow them, whether or not what they believe in is good or bad. I mean, historically, we've had some figures that are kind of larger than life and get people to follow them, whether their ideals are good or bad for the rest of the world, Just saying. But, He's like, Guts, I'm sure you'll find it here, the place where you belong. And that's kind of the big crux of it all, right? It's that weird paradox of Guts finding the place that he belongs, but that place he belongs, was it keeping him from becoming the best version of himself? What a convoluted, conundrum, right? Oh, hey! Well, look! Just go little skinny, naked Griffith. There he is. Guts going, okay. He's like, oh, do you care to join me? It's the best way to sober up. I'll pass. Oh, Guts is giving all the vibes of, look, I see how you are, but I am not that way. Oh my God, right? He's like, oh, don't be that way. He's like, you moron, we ain't kids. What a face, you jerk. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, Griffith is clearly, he knows exactly what he's doing, but Guts is being like, I don't like you this way. What's going on, man? And he's like, oh, not quite. Oh. And then they just, just running around like two bros do, dousing each other in water, like two bros do, having a good old time, right? Griffith just prancing around, I always love Judo when he's like, a lot of energy this morning. Judo's like, you know what? By the end of this arc, Judo's like, son of a bitch, Guts. You get both Griffith and Casca. How about you save some for the rest of us? Guts, you greedy, gluttonous man. Ah, what a good morning exercise. Oh, The way that Miura draws Guts' expression in those top 2 panels where he just has the bucket and he's like, oh, love that. He's like, now we're even. That is a flirty expression if I have ever seen it. Maybe Guts, He's like, I give up. You really are stubborn. And that's when Guts sees the behelit. He's like, that's a weird necklace. Oh, this. Now that behelit is infinitely smaller than the behelit that was with the Count. Just saying. Much smaller, right? Oh, but it gets a whole page to itself. Yes, it does indeed. Ooh, I like the fact that they show the necklace clasp like scrunching into the behelit because the other behelit was just on its own. You could hold it. Interesting. I bought this from an old gypsy fortune teller long ago. The behelit, the egg of the king. It said that whoever possesses this is destined to obtain the world in exchange for his own flesh and blood. Sounds so simple. It sounds so easy. It sounds like no big deal, right? And he's like, oh, here. Oh. I like Guts is like, nope, what's that? He's like, it almost seems like it's alive. And he's like, that's creepy. What is that face that Griffith makes? That face is creepy as F. That face is creepy. That face is intentionally creepy. Nope. And Guts is like, what the fudge? He is tough to read, but probably just a kid. Because he's probably like the same, like 15 or 16 too. I haven't heard your answer yet. Why did you come back to save me? That face. Miura. I'm going to save that. That may have to be in the thumbnail unless we find like a better face to go after. We might have to come back to that one. But yeah, why did you save me? Damn. What is this? What is this placement? What is this? What is this placement? What is this? Having acquired such an excellent soldier, I didn't want to lose him in a petty battle. See, here's the thing with nudity that is bizarre to me, and I've never understood it, at least in modern. I know in Renaissance art and older artwork, it's not such a big deal. But if Griffith was a woman, let's just say if Griffith was a woman, you would be probably seeing nipples, probably seeing boobs. You would probably be seeing close to a vagina. I'm just saying in this pose. But here, we can't draw men with nipples for whatever reason. And I'm sorry, but why are we scared to draw penis and balls? Why? I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying that I want to see it in this image. I like the way that he's drawn there. I like the pose and everything, but we have to make him have the anatomy of a Ken doll because of censorship. But if that were a woman, like tits out all over the place, nipples, not a big deal. We saw it with the vampire woman. So I'm like, and that's not necessarily Miura's fault at all. It's just a standard, a double standard, if you will. It's just kind of frustrating. Yeah. After having acquired an excellent soldier, I didn't want to lose him in a petty battle. He's like, look, I came to the heart. I did a lot to get you, Guts, to join my side. So I don't want to just give you away. He's like, this is just a single step. He's like, I'm not going to let you die on this battlefield with some no-names. No. He's like, they're just the outset. This is just the beginning. You can bet your life on that. Well, let's not be betting our lives. We don't want things to get too crazy, right? I will get my own kingdom. You will fight for my cause because you belong to me. There is a lot with these pages. I mean, that is Griffith's conviction. He wants to become a king. He will get his own kingdom, which as Femto he does, apparently. He's like, you will fight for my cause because you belong to me. And I mean, by that logic, if his cause is to sacrifice you and have you die for him, it's kind of what he tries to have happen with the eclipse. And Guts is like, no, this was a dumb idea. Why did I agree to this? Right? No. But by Griffith's logic, he's like, you belong to me, so you're mine. I can do whatever I want to you, right? You're not going to betray me, right? Again, the courage to draw a penis. Just do it. I will decide the place where you die. That has a lot of context now because, Femto deciding where Guts is going to die at. Is Femto going to be like, look, I said I get to decide where you die? It's a lot of future context there. And Guts is like, get his own kingdom. Is he for real? What a face. He's not nobility or royalty. He's not even a knight. How is he going to snatch up his own kingdom? And of course the birds flying, give us all the bird symbolism that we could take. The punk said all that like it just as a matter of course. He's the same age as me. Can just one man mean it when he says that? Oh, and there's like a dragonfly. He's crazy. Running around from one battlefield to the next. What have I been doing these past 4 years? I like that in this moment, Guts kind of has this reflection being like, he's sort of seeing how the other people kind of have gotten behind Griffith, being like, he just says it like it's so casual, like it's going to happen, that you start to believe it. And Guts is like, okay, all right. I guess we'll go with this. Right? And then I've just been killing enemies and just surviving. Ooh, I like that face where he looks back at Gambino. He's like, and then he says, where am I going? I don't have the answer to that question, Gambino. Yeah, like, Gambino was just a mercenary wandering around aimlessly, and he seems like he had maybe some ambition, but it didn't come to fruition. And Guts, meanwhile, he's like, he thinks back to him just like all he did for, several years was just fight and survive, but it was just like from day to day. He's like, I just got to survive till the next battle, get some money, save up for that. But he had nowhere to go with that. He didn't know what he was doing beyond that. And he was just kind of stuck in this one spot. And now Guts is like, well, what am I going to do? And he's going to be thinking about that question for years, right? Trying to figure out what his ambition is, right? Then, oh, Mr. Guts, sir. What's the big idea? Oh, I'm sorry. I love Mira giving us these moments of levity. They are so needed. I love this. What a happy time. I know why everybody likes this arc. What a happy, fun time. Fun faces, nude water fights, just, having a great old deal. Mm-hmm. You've earned a place in the Band of the Hawk. Congratulations. How could you not like Rickert? How could you not like that little bowl cut? Come on now. Again, I feel like Armin from Attack on Titan, I feel like Armin's design is very drawn from Rickert. I feel like that. Obviously, him and Eren are the same age, whereas Rickert looks younger. But this moment here where he reaches out the hand and Guts grabs it, feels a little on the nose, Isayama, a little bit. And then Guts is like, he opens. I like that other than Griffith, the first person he opens up to is Rickert. Justice for Rickert. And then Pippin. For now. You fathead. Again, fatheads, I tell you. And Casca's like, she doesn't know what to make of him, right? What do we say to him? What do we do? And then, yeah, we have our battle. I like that we have the little catapults there. The horses are going in. These guys with the spears, can they match up to the men on horseback? I don't know. Oh, is this where we get the time skip? And Griffith. There's Guts with the helmet. Yes. Oh, okay. This isn't the time skip yet. Oh, I bet. Are we going to turn the next page and he's going to be an adult? Maybe. The golden age ends. Yep. And him being the sword. I like that page before it was Griffith basically telling Guts like, okay, now move. And Guts moves forward. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I want to see what this looks like. Oh, no, we have something different. Yes. Oh, I like that image of Guts with the sword. There's that gnarly hand. There it is. That gnarly hand in this world is the destiny of mankind controlled by some kind of transcendental entity or law. Is it like the hand of God hovering above? At least it is true that man has no control even over his own will. Hello. Welcome to the story, Hand of God. Interesting. With the little weeby hellet. Oh, I'm so curious. Oh, a wind of swords. Okay, so the table of contents was a typo. Should be a wind of swords. Man takes up the sword in order to shield the small wound in his heart, sustained in a far-off time beyond remembrance. Ooh, man wields the sword so that he may die smiling in some far-off time beyond perception. Oh, hi, Miura. Were you 24 when you wrote this? These amazing words and these deep, interesting insights? Okay. I like this. A man takes up the sword in order to shield the small wound in his heart sustained in a far-off time beyond remembrance. So it's like the idea of these small traumas that they seem small. They may, actually be bigger than they seem. But these small wounds that you've obtained in your heart that you don't even remember, the sword and your conviction to fight is from those, to shield those wounds from opening up any deeper and from that pain to resurface, right? And you wield the sword so that you can die smiling in some far off time beyond perception. So it's like, you live by the sword, die by the sword, but this sword is protecting me from the trauma I've experienced, but it's also going to be with me until my final end, whenever that happens. Haha! Oh, there's Zodd! There he be! Okay! Oh my. But he doesn't look, I guess maybe when he becomes a beast in beast mode. I like the little random shields that we have there. They look like Legend of the Hidden Temple. That last one looks like the blue barracudas. The war has gone on for 100 years. And like most wars, they all look the same. They're all bloody violent, and they don't really resolve much. Oh my God! It's been a while since we've had some gore. Let's have this sword run through this man's jaw and tear it apart like a piece of Laffy Taffy. Why wouldn't we? Oh, I do love the ram's horns on the armor. I do like that design. All right, the Black Ram Iron Lance Cavalry. It's been a while since Black Betty, banana. Since we've seen them. Again, another mustachioed man talking about these armies. What a disaster. Is there no one? Oh, is this the king? This is the king, isn't it? Is there no one who can help us? Is there no one in Midland who can stop these black devils of Tudor? And then here we go. Look at them biceps. Look at that. Oh, and I love we have the helmet so you can't quite see that it's guts. But dim guns. Oh my God. Oh, and here we go. Even the horse is jacked. Look at that. One horseman against the Black Ram Iron Lance Heavy Cavalry. Oh my God. Well, we all know how this song and dance is gonna go. Yep, just, oh my God, he cuts right through the whole entirety of him. Ah! Oh God. No. Oh shit. Just body parts everywhere. Body parts everywhere. Oh, dim biceps. He's had time to work up dim guns. Am I right? Oh, just a massacre. Everyone bleeding, everyone everywhere. And then they're like, nope, bye. Here we go. And there's Griffith in the middle. Griffith always, in all of Mira's drawings of him, he's in the center of the page. Always. Clearly for reasons, right? Oh, man. There he be. And now his horse got an upgrade. Not only did Griffith's armor get an upgrade with even more details, he's looking more and more like Femto with that design. I'm just saying. But the horse went from having a few little pieces of cloth to the full-on hood now going down. The horse has got an upgrade. The horse also looks like it's seen some shit and it's been some places. The Band of the Hawk. The Grim Reapers of the battlefield. Damn! Grim Reapers, am I right, y'all? Am I right? And then there we go. Just slicing through everybody. Oh, look, you can see Corcus there. Okay. See Corcus, and there's Griffith looking as beautiful with the little blush on his face. Beautiful as ever. Griffith's like, everything's fine. Look at us. And then they look across the way. He's like, hey, Guts, how's it going? And then Guts, all right. And then there we go, Captain. That was so cool. Man, it feels so organic. This moment feels so organic, seeing Guts choose to follow Griffith and see if following Griffith will help him find his purpose and seeing if that will help him. I like that we go from that moment to now, at least a few years later, and he's still with them, and he seems like he's more organically in tune with the group. They all like him. It's neat. I think it's handled really, really well. And then, yeah, and he's older. Like, I like the way Miura draws it so naturally, where you're just like, oh, yeah, he's gotten older. Look at him. I went out there and charged them by myself. He just looks so soft. Guts just has this softness to him that we don't see in the first 2 volumes because he's had everything taken away from him. So that's a fun time. And then Big Sis Casca. Unit Commander Casca. Nice. Look at her. We need to talk, Captain Guts, sir. They're going to fight again. Yep. Those two are famous for being at each other's throats since he joined 3 years ago. Yep. So he's 18 now. Okay. So they're both legal. It's fine. We're good. We've settled that away. So he's 18. She's probably similar. Okay. Yep. And then that's when she's like, I feel like the anime drew his face so much cheesier, just being like just absolutely done with her. Yep. You broke and charged. Your selfish behavior could have exposed the entire band to danger. And he's like, I'll try to be more careful. And she's like, you always say that. It's the same thing. Nothing has changed in the past 3 years, ever since the time you went off on Griffith. You're satisfied as long as you get to cross swords with the enemy. You're just a mad dog. Oh, uh-huh. And that's why he gets mad, because again, we think of Gambino and the mad dog. And then Griffith is like, can I talk with him? Griffith's like, can I talk with Guts? And she's like, fine, whatever. You're too soft on him. And then look at Corcus. Look at Corcus out here like West Side Story, just up against the wall being like, oh man, he's Griffith's favorite after all. And then yes! Tripping Corcus. Yes, good on you, gal. Good on you. She just walks on being like, sorry. Nice. You see, you two really don't get along. It's been 3 years. What's interesting here is that at this point, Griffith's like, man, you two don't really get along. I feel like Griffith was not threatened by Casca at this point and wasn't jealous of her because he knew, or in Griffith's mind, Guts didn't really have anything to do with her. So he thought that he's like, oh, well, she's just there. She's not a threat, right? Because he seems very kind of childlike there, you know? And that's where Griffith gets mad. And he's like, I do think about my comrades. I'm not who I used to be. Man, I love that. I love Guts confiding to Griffith, being like, look, I'm not the same person I was back then. I have changed. I am caring about my comrades. And it's like, Griffith doesn't really, right? He's like, I remember the duel that decided that you would join the Band of the Hawk instead of wandering the battlefields. That fight was enjoyable. It was how fights should be. Like the desperation and the emotion and everything. Oh, and that look on Griffith's face. Oh my God. That look on Griffith's face is just like he wants that. He's like, that's what I desire. I want you desperate. I want you fighting me like your life depends on it. And Guts is like, okay. He's like, oh, even that part of you is part of my plan. Griffith's like, I've taken all that into account. I know how to like make everything go around you. But again, the question is, you know, Griffith doesn't really say anything about Guts caring about his comrades. Griffith doesn't really say anything at this point about that. He's just like, yeah, I mean, like, this is what I want. But he doesn't really address Guts' concern about, Casca being wrong about him. Uh-huh. Meanwhile, we have them doing the knighthood. Yep. Be valiant and with all due courtesy and faithfulness. And Corcus looks like such a rat there, right? He's like, it's just a knight status. He's a viscount now, which means we can say bye-bye to being wretched mercenaries and join the regular army. Meanwhile, Casca's like, any insubordination from us could cause trouble for Griffith. Yeah, we can't be backwood bumpkins. Huh. And then she's like, where is he? He's gone again. But yeah, no, he's not there for a ceremony. That ain't Guts' style. He's there swinging that damn sword. Oh, wow. Oh, Miura, look at this page. Miura has on one hand the sword pointing down towards Griffith and him kissing the sword, accepting his status as a viscount, becoming a member even further up the ladder as he's chasing his ambition, getting deeper and deeper into it. Meanwhile, on the opposite page, you have the sword going towards Griffith and the sword going away from Guts, and Guts trying to be like, well, where is my goal? Because like for Griffith, he is meeting the violence head on. Like the sword that could destroy him, he is meeting it head on and kissing it, like embracing it, being like, I'm ready to accept this, and whatever it brings, I'm going to incorporate as part of my own vision and use it. With Guts, the sword is like pointing him, where do I go? What do I do? Where will this sword take me, and will it lead me to my purpose? Beautiful, and that's the end of the chapter. And it's about a wind of swords, so I mean, come on now. Nosferatu Zodd. It was crimson like a drop of blood. Yes. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Oh, and this is a flashback because it's all in black. I bought this from an old gypsy fortune teller ages ago. Yep. I will get my own kingdom. I like that the manga's like, here's this important data you want to keep a hold of and don't forget about because it might be important later. And then, yep, there's Griffith with the lightning striking behind him and just like all that. Oh, okay. And the palace they've been charged with. Nice. This manga is so fluid. It's flowing really nicely. Yep. And so then, there's the enemy fortress. Captain Guts' raiders are laying siege to the inner citadel, but... the enemy has a remarkable soldier that's holding the breach, one man. And then I like that everybody gets onto Corcus. Yeah, Zodd, Judo, you don't mean... I caught wind of a strange rumor before this battle that Nosferatu Zodd had been added to the enemy forces. And they're like, Nosferatu Zodd? Also, Pippin's helmet is hilarious. But Judo's been a little bit inconsistent in how Miura draws him. It's like he's trying to gain his foothold with him. But I love this part where Corcus is like, who's that? And Rickard's like, you don't know. Or Pippin's like, who's that? He's like, you don't know Pippin? Oh, among the mercenaries, he's a legendary swordsman. Yeah. He's close to 100 years old. He's immortal. And that's why he's called Nosferatu. No big deal. And then Griffith's like, I want to be immortal. Griffith's like, I want immortality. Why does he get to be the only one that gets it? Yeah. And of course, Corcus calls it out as being a fairy tale. And Judo, he's like, something tells me if Guts ran into him, he charged headlong like a madman. And then I like that Corcus and Casca are both like, yeah, that's probably what he would do. This can't turn out good. So self-aware. Oh my God. And then, Gaston. Man, Gaston followed us to the very end, didn't he? Yep, there's no way you can go in alone. It's been an hour, you ass. Oh my God. It's one man. All 500 of them are stuck in there like nails in a wall. And just seeing how much Guts cares for his men. Oh my God. Have you ever heard of something so humiliating? I like that we see how much Guts cares for these guys. Like, to go already to see the development of his character from him going to not caring at all about anybody around him to over the course of 3 years getting this close to the Band of the Hawk. What? What? His ribs and everything are hanging out of him. What the fudge? Delos. Delos is dead. Oh, man. And just like him collapsing in front of Guts. He's like, I'm killing him alone. Oh my God. Guts, this big brawny man. Oh my God. That guy lost an eye too. Put it on the eyeball counter. That guy lost an eye as well. There's just guts everywhere. Just blood and guts. Nope. 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 Where's Zodd? I'm ready to see old Zodd. I'm ready for this. Oh my God! Ah! Oh, what is the page? Oh. There are eyeballs everywhere out. That is, Okay. Nope. Good feeling gone. I'm not ready for this. I don't usually like, here's my thing. I don't like horror movies because they're filled with jump scares. I don't like jump scares at all. But there is a disturbing fascination with things that are drawn so morbidly like this. I can't describe it. There was like it wasn't a kid's book, but there was like scary stories you tell each other in the dark, that series. And the artwork for those book series was eerie and creepy and disturbing, but you just couldn't look away, right? That page there, I can't look away. And it's disturbing. And we're only on volume 4. Or volume 5. We're only on volume 5. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Again. Ken doll anatomies. I better not see another vagina or nipple this entire series. Like, hashtag free the penis. I don't know. Oh, my God. Zodd. Well, hi. Hi, naked man. Who needs clothes when you're immortal, right? Who needs clothing when you're immortal? Oh my God, Guts. Oh shit. Him being like, nope, here we go. And then just getting bodies tossed at him like, oh. I like that Guts just goes in headlong first. Doesn't even hesitate. Oh my God. And Zodd. Oh. Scary. I think he's clearly made a pact with a demon, Zodd has, or he is a demon. But maybe we'll find out more with the manga than we do the anime. Maybe not. We're only on chapter 2 of Zodd, and there's 4 chapters, so who knows? My God, he is a Hulk of a man. Oh my God. Which the Hulk was out before Berserk, so we can't say that drew influence, but I'm sure that Miura, there's no telling. I'm with Guts, like, what do you do? And he has this giant ass sword. He's just carrying that one guy around, like, by the face. Like, just has his whole hand in that man's face. And then, boy, you parried that strike well, boy. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Oh. Again, he kind of resembles, that look in his eye and his brows kind of resembles Guts a little bit. So, I don't know. If we found out that Zodd and Guts were secretly related and it was like a Yu Yu Hakusho moment, I wouldn't feel bad about that. I'd be like, no, that makes sense. Oh my God. I feel like Zodd would be, my brother watches Baki and I've only seen images of it in like one clip. I feel like Zodd could be a part of Baki and would fit in rather well. Not sure if Baki's for me, but Zodd definitely feels like he'd be a part of it. Superb. He's a monster. Yes. No, Guts. This episode was so tense, but it was like, what in the world? He's the strongest. Not one man in 50 years has been able to stop my sword this long. His power is beyond human. Yeah, no, he's definitely not human. That is a very acute assumption. Oh, I can't stay toe-to-toe with him. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love that stance. And then look at the little tail. The sword sheath coming out. It looks like a demon tail. Miura is doing that intentionally. You cannot convince me otherwise. It is an intentional move. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. You're gonna gamble everything on one strike. What a demon, right? Oh my god. I'm like, come on, Guts. Ah! Ah! Okay, just one chance. Maybe Zodd doesn't have any junk. Maybe once you become part demon, that part's not necessary. Whew. Oh my gosh. And yeah, you got to strike on him. Yep. And that's when Zodd gets really, really pissed. That's when Zodd's like, nope. Because he's like, I got him. And he, yes. Oh, and he broke the blade. And oh, he got cut down through his wrist and everything. I don't remember it being that deep. Oh. Go, no. You're the first human to drive this sword deep into my body. There's a lot of like sexual innuendos you can do with this, but who am I to make such things? Oh my god. In these past 300 years of slaughter. Oh my god. And then yes, Guts there. Oh shit. Ah! Oh! He became Beast from Beauty and the Beast. The West Wing is forbidden. Oh, I love that though. Look at the line work on that. Look at the shading. Look at the way that the horn has the light hit it. Ah, Miura, that may be one of my favorite double spreads Miura's done so far. It's just so good. Oh, yes, please. Yeah, and Guts' face. Guts is like, it was enormous. It was terror itself. Oh, I just want to give Zodd a hug. Come on, Guts. He's just a big old teddy bear demon. It's fine. Oh my god. Yeah, the anime did a really good job of portraying Guts' horror. He's like, it's so long, I've forgotten the feeling of my blood boiling. Yes, to think I would come across an enemy like you. That's why I've been alive all these years. Don't disappoint me. Oh, I'm like Guts attracting the attention of Zodd, the attraction of Femto, of Griffith. Guts can't help it. He gets men's blood a-boiling. What can we do? Oh my god! Is it weird that I think he's cute in this form? I know he's supposed to be terrifying, and Guts has every right to be mortified that Zodd is this monster. He's like, monsters like this can't exist. But he does. But he's kind of cute. I don't know. And then, yeah, poor Guts. I feel like, with the slug monster, with the Count, it was gross. It was like parasitic and like a worm. And who likes that? But Zodd's all cuddly and like, just like a minotaur. It's like, come on. Oh, no. He's got a little fur on him, Oh, is that all the power you've got? You did well for a human. See, back here in this, Guts he hit a column once and he gets knocked out against the Count. He's able to withstand much, much more, Guts has grown a lot in that sense. Oh, if you can't fight, I'll tear you apart. And that's when Griffith shows up being like, unhand him. He is mine, you big old furry oaf. And he's like, Griffith, is this some kind of nightmare or something? I like that Corkus. Oh my god. Everyone's there. Everyone's there with them right now. Oh. In the anime, Griffith told them all to stay outside. In the anime, Griffith was like, you guys stay out here. I'll go handle it. And it was really suspicious because you're like, well, what is Griffith going to do when he gets there? Here, Corkus and Rickard and all them, they're there. So how is this going to work with Griffith getting hurt? This mustn't be. Oh, what are we doing? I won't have this. No one will defile this battle. I won't have it. Oh, he's like, I want to face Guts and Guts alone. Now get back. Oh my god. Oh, there's just people's heads going everywhere. That head. Oh, I like Griffith's face with the head flying towards me. He's like, ew. Like, no, how dare. And Casca is shielding him at this point. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. I mean, Zodd's just like tearing these people apart. Nope. Nope. Oh. No human can fight this thing. What a monster. And he says, Casca, have everyone withdraw. And then she sees him looking over to Guts. Oh, that face. Okay. Well, this adds another layer to it because in the anime, she was mad that Guts went in by himself instead of waiting on them, and Griffith went in to go rescue him, and that wouldn't have happened if Guts had just stayed back. But now there's an added layer of not only that, but also Griffith staying behind to get Guts out. She's like, why? She's like, this wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been in the situation. Oh, and there's a jealousy there. You can clearly see, like, in Casca's face, she's like, really? Him? It should have been me. And he's like, you dumb bastard, why are you here? Why is it like this? You can complain after we've escaped from that monster. Oh, and then here we go. The two of them versus Zodd. And look at Griffith with the sword and everything. Oh, that shot of him is beautiful. I like that his hawk eyes are like that, but you can't see his mouth in that one picture. Okay. Chapter 4. Our last chapter with Nosferatu Zodd. Potentially. All right. And then they're like, Griffith, look out for this monster. Oh, he's just so huge. I like that Miura tends to draw, like, he's done this with Donovan, and he's done this with the Count, and he's done this with Zodd, but, like, he makes their faces broader and, like, their noses flatter, and that there is a distinct look of the antagonist in this scene. Oh, I like that Rickard has just a little crossbow, and he's like, crap! They're still there, right? They didn't totally leave. Corcus ain't in that shot. Judo and Pippin and Rickard and Casca are there. Corcus is like pieced out a long time ago. He's like, somebody's got to take the men out of here. I'll volunteer and do it. Don't you worry. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love Griffith and that, like, the look of struggle on Griffith's face. Oh, and then of course, again, you have Griffith going one way, Guts going the other way. You have Guts with the blood-stained cloak, the little sword sheath that looks like a demon tail. You have Griffith in pure white like an angel against this, like, behemoth demon. Come on. Come on. Oh. Yep. And they chopped off his arms. He's like, let's run for it. And then look out behind you, and his tail got Griffith. And of course, Guts is like, no, Griffith! No, can't be! And they smashed him against the wall. Oh. Oh, damn. It does do something for Pippin. There's Corcus. For Pippin and Judo and Rickard and them to see him smashed against the wall. And Casca's face, she's horrified. And then, oh my God, he's like, what a day today has been. That I'd meet two humans who could wound me so. And Guts still standing up to defend him to the end, right? Still standing up to defend him. To keep him safe. Oh, and then, yeah, he just reattaches the arm. I feel like there's a scene from Suburban Sasquatch. It's like a B movie. There's this like pretty famous B movie. Red Letter Media does like a review of it, but it's called Suburban Sasquatch. And I feel like it takes an arm from a guy, not the Sasquatch's own arm, but it like rips the arm off a guy and then it hits him with it. It's so camp and so ridiculous. It feels like this scene here. Yeah. Oh, I'll start with this man. And then I love that Judo is holding Casca back. Yep. What is this? Oh, Zodd's face! The egg of the king. It can't be the egg of the king. A cub like him with the crimson behelit of the god hand. Oh, so Zodd not only knows, as a demon, I'm sure, that it's the egg of the king, but knows what the crimson behelit is, and that's the special behelit that only gets to, like, the special folk. And he's like, a cub like him. And he's like, nope, don't want to be involved in this, because it's that kind of ploy. So I feel like Zodd at this moment, he knows who the God Hand are. He knows those 4 bitches. And he's like, oh, these 4 bitches chose this kid? Okay, that explains that. I don't want anything to do with this. I feel like Zodd is like, I want nothing to do with any of this. So no. I'm not going to be a part of this. I'm not going to play their game. I'm going to get as far away from this business as possible because I don't want to be in the middle of it. Now, I looked at the artwork of Zodd in this. He does not seem like he has the brand anywhere on him. So he's not a sacrifice like Guts was. Could he be someone that became a demon for reasons? We don't know. Could he have been a former member of the God Hand that went rogue like that one beetle that got kicked out? Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out. But he was like, as soon as he saw that behelit, was like, I know them bitches are around, probably watching in the walls. I ain't gonna be here for that. No way. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Our battle is on hold, boy. I wonder if I'll ever meet up with you again. I can't imagine. Here's a word of warning. No, a prophecy. Oh, Zodd's like, I'm going to spout some prophecies before I go. If you can be said to be a true friend, then take heed. When his ambition collapses. Death will pay you a visit. A death you can never escape. Oh my God. So here's the thing. Zodd calls it a prophecy, but we as the audience know that what ends up happening is that Griffith does not believe he's going to achieve his dream anymore. And so he gets desperate. And what does he do when he gets desperate? He inadvertently, he doesn't realize that he does it. Not like the Count did. The Count got desperate, thought they were going to die, used the behelit to summon the other dimension and bring forth the God Hand to grant his wish. The Count knew he was doing that. Griffith, unbeknowingly, ends up using the behelit out of desperation to get his wish granted. Didn't realize it was going to happen that way. But because his ambition had crumbled, he used the behelit and the price. And again, that's the tie to it. He's like, if you consider yourself a true friend to Griffith, then here's the problem. Because if his ambition crumbles and he has to use the behelit to get his wish, there is a monkey's paw, a price to pay. And the price to pay is someone you are deeply connected to. If you're his true friend, you're probably going to be on the chopping block to be sacrificed so he can get his ambition back. Death will pay you a visit, and it will be a death you can never escape. Zodd warned us. Zodd was like, all this is coming your way. You might want to stop being friends with him. Holy shit. Yeah. He was like, I'm just warning you. You might want to leave. I'm going to leave. Zodd's like, I don't want to have anything to do with him. Nope. Bye. Go sprout my wings. He's like a bird. He only flies away. Zodd don't know where his home is. Yeah. It's like, is that a demon? And then Guts is like, you mean I'm going to die? Man. Yeah. Zodd was like, I'm out of here. No, thank you. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. And then everybody's like, Griffith. Yep. I like that. You know what? I respect Corcus for getting his arm around Guts. I respect Corcus for that moment. And he's lucky to be alive. And that's when she's like, you don't touch Griffith. If this would have never happened to Griffith if it weren't for you. Man, that it just follows Guts wherever he goes, right? It follows him wherever he goes. Sis, Gambino, like it's they all saying like this wouldn't have happened if it weren't for you, and then Casca with the tears saying if it weren't for you he wouldn't have been hurt is exactly like Theresia being like if it weren't for you my dad wouldn't be dead. The same vibes. Guts can't catch a break. What we do? We got one more chapter, right? Pretty sure we do. Yes, Master of the Sword, Chapter 1. Death will pay you a visit, a death you can never escape. I love the idea of, oh my God, what? Yeah, okay, so you have Zodd with the wings coming out, this demon, but then you have Guts, and he again has the little sheath for his sword looking like a devil's tail, and then the cape flying out from behind Guts looks like a demon wing. I'm telling you, Mira, foreshadowing extraordinaire, a death you can never escape. What foreshadowing? Am I right? Am I right? Oh, and there's like even the cracks in the ground looks like a cross and there's a sword. Mira, genius. Genius. Wyndham Castle, the Wyndham Rewards program. Charlotte, did you not access your Wyndham Rewards? The capital of Midland. A simple but effective child's trick. Yes, interesting. So now we're going to get into this, aren't we? Are we going to get this moment with Charlotte? Are we going to get introduced to her? And then there he is. Guts being hurt. You churl! Oh my God. I love that Mira gives this guy like the stereotypical like bimbo look where he's just like such a buffoon. Uh-huh. That last battle was quite the calamity, a beast appearing on the battlefield, eh? Did you receive your wounds at the hands of said beast? I imagine that's how he talks, yeah. And then again, they call him a mutt or a dog, and Guts is like, take the crutch and just get on him. That's right, you use Crutchella. Yep, sorry, the pains made me dizzy. And then I like he's like, take my sword. Like he's gonna fight him, and then Guts is like, bitch, are you for real? And then absolutely not. So then, yeah, there's everybody. Everybody's all hanging out, waiting, seeing on Griffith. And should you be walking yet? And of course, Casca. I love Casca's always in that pose. It's like her signature pose. I love it. And then we go back to her saying it's his fault. We have some unresolved tension that we probably need to talk about. And then I like that Judo comes in and says, look, everybody knows it's not your fault. Casca got worked up like the rest of us, so don't sweat it. Judo is like the mediator. He is like, look, she said those things, but we all know, we're all in the moment. It's fine. We're all good. Everyone's here to pay Griffith a visit, but there's a line. Look at Griffith. Look at Griffith just reveling. Griffith, like, he's sitting there, pecs out, the thinnest layer of bandages possible. And he's just like, I know, it was so tragic. And then I went after that monster, and then he knocked me into a pillar. Like, just, Griffith looks like he's having the time of his life playing politics, right? Yeah, the world's as kind as it is cruel. There are statesmen who see Griffith as just an annoying upstart, but there are some who think if they stake a claim on him now, it'll pay off down the road. Yep, he is the head of the mightiest force in Midland. And Griffith's just reveling in it, right? Because it's all part of his plan. Uh-huh. I love that Guts is like, I don't really care about plans, so I'm just going to go. And Casca's like, seriously. I like that Judo's like, we're about to start a fight. This is going to happen, isn't it? And she's like, what do you mean, so what? What difference does it make? It's just dropping in on a wounded man who gives a damn about social status. I like that Casca's like, this is part of his plan. Casca feels like I feel Casca's frustration because she's like, look, Griffith has told us what we need to do for him to succeed. I'm adhering to the rules. I'm making Corcus and the others adhere to the rules. And you walk in like it's no big deal. Like you don't have to follow the rules. And Griffith wants your dick, so he's going to let you just do whatever you want. And she's like, that's not fair. She's like, why do you get special privilege? And then, of course, Guts knocks him down, and Casca's like, you're going to ruin this for him. And he's like, sorry. And I like that Pippin and Judo and Corcus are like, ugh. And then I like that Guts turns to Rickert, and he's like, come on, Rickert, Come on, young one. Come on, Tiny Tim. Let's go visit Griffith. You wanted to see him. And then that's when Casca's just like, asshole. Like, just punches him. Uh-huh. I love Corcus is just like, heh, with her punching him. He like gets such enjoyment out of it. And of course he calls her a crazy bitch, but she's like, you don't get it. Uh-huh. And her with those tears. Why do you have to be like this? Why does Griffith bother with a guy like you so much? Mm-hmm. And I like the Guts is like, that was no woman's punch. That hurt. He's like, forget it, I'll come back. And he sees her. And I feel like Guts is trying to understand why Casca's mad, but he just is like, I don't get it. But we kind of get why she's mad and why she's like, Guts, do you not, you know, why you're oblivious and how annoying it is to her, right? And that's when Rickard's like, I know how Guts feels. Griffith's been hard to approach, like he's drifted away from us. Because, yeah, and the thing about it is, at this point, Griffith, you know, he doesn't really care that he's drifted from them. It's all part of his game. He's like, if I get to the top, this is what I have to do, and I have to step over these people to get here. Sorry about that, you know. Griffith is like Alaska from Drag Race, like, sorry about that. You know, and then Guts, who doesn't know what else to do, is just swinging the sword like mad, just being like, I don't know what else I can do in this moment, but here I am. And him thinking about her. Yep. You're just satisfied as long as you get to cross swords with the enemy. You're a mad dog. It's your fault. What's that bitch's problem? And of course, Guts is trying to figure it out. He's like, why is she being like this? Why is she bringing up things that Gambino and his men told me years and years and years ago? Like, it's clearly touched a nerve. And Guts is like, I didn't understand it back then. I don't understand it now. Why is she being like this? I'm just trying to see my friend. What's wrong with that? And that's when, of course, Griffith shows up using the crutch on the opposite arm. You know, like you do. He's like, don't get angry. You can swing a sword. Even though you're so much worse than I am, you really are tough. He's like, I heard you came to see. So that's yesterday. So this is the next day, right? It's enough to make me sick. But it can't be helped. It's necessary to gain status in this kingdom. Yeah, Griffith's just sitting there being like, he's like, it's really disgusting and they're horrible people, but oh well, you do what you gotta do. And Guts doesn't really understand that. And he's like, Zodd. He's like, it felt like I was having a nightmare. I'm like, is he going to question the Behelit? Are we going to get anything more in the manga? He's like, if you look at a different mate, it's proof that there's some huge something beyond human understanding. What are called gods or something. And then Guts saying, don't you mean devils? Uh-huh. And he's like, who knows? Aren't they the same thing? Yeah. Aren't gods and devils the same thing? It's just a matter of perspective, right? He's like, how did I make it out of that? I passed out. And then that's when Guts is like, oh, that thing, the Behelit. Zodd knew what it was. Mm-hmm. I like that in those little moments where Griffith's like, oh, the Behelit, what? He looks so childish and innocent. It's so interesting. Yeah. And then, of course, Griffith's like, well, it looks like it even protects me against evil spirits. I'll have to go thank that old gypsy woman. Yeah, uh-huh. He's so innocent there. And then Guts is like, 3 years ago, you said, I can't lose an excellent soldier, but you put your life on the line just for one soldier. That's a hot-headed thing for a common, composed guy like you to do, so why? And then Griffith's like, wow, you really remember. And for Griffith to be like, wow, you remembered that discussion from 3 years ago? That's really stuck with you all this time? The look on Griffith's face. He's like, there's no reason at all. Oh, man. Do I need one? A reason? Do I put myself in harm's way? Do I need a reason each time? For your sake. Oh my God! What is with this manga giving us a preview of the next volume? Oh, we're getting that next volume? Oh my God. Oh, already? Oh. do I need a reason each time to put myself in harm's way for your sake? Guts. I'm like, Guts, you gotta read between the lines, dude. But yeah, and the little like tinge of, it's not really blush on his face, but it kind of is. Yeah. I mean, look, I feel like from Guts' perspective in this moment that he's like, okay, Griffith is putting his life on the line to save me because he finds me valuable, because he likes me, because we're bros, we're bestest friends, we're besties. Okay. But from Griffith's perspective, it's like Guts is the exception. He's the one thing that Griffith changes the rules for. And there's a lot to that. And I feel like Griffith's like, he values Guts above everything else aside from his own ambition. And he kind of seems like he views Guts as always being there by his side, and nothing can go wrong with that, right? I can't believe they previewed volume 6 right in front of us. I need this. Last deluxe volume, they included like a page in between the chapter spreads so you weren't spoiled. But here they're just throwing it out there. But no, this is not when Casca and Guts get it on. This is like him saving her when she's having her period and like has her beneath the cave, right? So, oh my gosh. What a chapter set though. What a volume. Oh, I feel like we are skyrocketing through these episodes. I feel like we're already nearly to episode 10, which we still have a lot to go, a long way to go, but I feel like volume 3 is probably going to be the one that finishes up the Golden Age arc, but I don't know. Oh my God. I love this though. There wasn't not much different this volume from the anime, just getting more expressions. Things felt a little bit, it's so smooth. This whole transition in this volume was really, really smooth. I liked it a lot. But yeah, I'm really excited for next week. And we didn't even get to meet Charlotte and Julius and them yet, right? So I feel like next volume, I'm just going to make a prediction. I feel like next volume, we're going to start meeting Charlotte and Julius, and then we're going to bookend with Guts going after Julius and Adonis to kill him. So we'll see, right? I have purposely not rewatched the anime. I know I want to watch the dub, but I've purposefully not done that yet because I want us to get through this first, and then I want to kind of be somewhat surprised, since it's been a while since I've watched these episodes, to see when things happen. So, like, I had forgotten about the one Ram cavalry battle. I forgot about them. And then we got them here. So, but interesting. So I'm so glad we got to see Zodd, but he was gone too soon. He was gone too soon. I want to see him again. And I know we will, because, I mean, when Zodd was like, will I ever face you again, Guts? It's like, he is, right? So I'm so excited. I can't wait. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts down below, what you all thought of this volume. This one was great, but I'm even more excited for next week. So next week we'll finish up with volume 6, the final volume in the deluxe volume 2 edition, and we'll look at the extra stuff for the deluxe edition volume. So in any case, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back very soon with more Berserk. Bye!